Welcome to Cactus Valley, the venue for the first game of the first match here on day 2 of the Intel Extreme Masters Gamescom EU Qualifier. I'm JoRoSaR, and joining me are these two fantastic players who are going to be participating in a double elimination bracket, qualifying 3 players for their all expenses paid trips to Gamescom, spawning here in the top left hand position as the blue Terran player. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Happy. His opponent, spawning in the top right position as the red Protoss player representing Imaginary Gaming, it's Welmu. So this is going to be a long day, and it's going to be a fantastic one, guys. There are 16 players in this bracket. Let me just go ahead and give you the names of everyone involved. We have Lilbo versus Namshar, Happy versus Welmu, which is here, Rhett versus Beastie Cutie, which is being cast at the moment over on SC2 Improve with Wardy. Revolver versus Mana makes up the top half of the bracket. In the bottom half of the bracket, we have Showtime versus Guru, the Polish player that we saw do a pretty darn good job yesterday. Nurchio versus Kung Fu Banda. Euthermal versus Elaser. And Cool T versus 4GG. Some pretty sick players all around as Happy opens with a Reaper here on Cactus Valley. We have a probe coming in to try and put down a Nexus. Unfortunately, an engineering bay is going to be able to prevent him from doing that. And it looks like the SCV is going to just build as much of this engineering bay as possible. The first Zealot will definitely come down here, by the way. Oh, needs to be careful, though, because that SCV is very, very close to death, but will be able to just about get away with 5 hit points. Zealot is going to be attacking here, while simultaneously we get a Reaper trying to move up and harass this mineral line. The goal from the Terran point of view is to be able to delay that Nexus going down as long as possible. Now, of course, resources have also been spent dealing with this engineering bay as well. Be interesting to find out whether the Reaper goes into the base to try and harass workers, or whether we try and kill off the Zealot. It looks like we're actually going to be killing off the Zealot by the looks of things. And the Zealot actually is in dire straits right now, losing all of his shields. Needs to be a little bit careful. Here comes a Stalker, though, and that's going to be the end of that. The engineering base is almost certainly going to have to be cancelled now. There we go. And Welmu is now going to be free to put down his Nexus, although he does have to be just a little bit careful, because that Stalker is going to be able to zone out this Reaper, and yes, very, very nice micro from both sides there. Ultimately, no damage being done, but the Reaper will live to fight another day. We'll see if we can squeeze up into the main as well. And the Stalker is actually out on the map at the moment. We also have a hidden third base for Happy over here in the bottom right-hand position. So shenanigans going down all over the place at the moment, at the beginning of this game. Very, very greedy build here from Happy, but his opponent doesn't actually know it yet. Welmu currently going cross-map, and he's not going to find his opponent there. So where is he going to be scouting next? He's next going to be scouting in the bottom right. No, he's actually moving up top left. But if he scouted bottom right and saw nothing in the natural, he wouldn't have seen the hidden base over here. So let's keep an eye on what actually happens here moving on forward, and how long Happy's going to be able to keep a potential economic lead from that hidden third base. We're going straight into the robotics facility here from a Protoss point of view. Mothership core is coming up now as well, and there is the Zealot. Seeing the command center at the natural expansion, Welmu is going to leave this part of the map completely unscouted because he has spotted his opponent. Happy maybe playing a couple of tricks here. That SCV with 5 hit points as well. So the YOLO SCV going to be doing an awful lot more than originally planned, as the Mule perfectly timed to deliver its minerals back to the command center as soon as it collects those minerals. Happy in the meantime still continuing to scout with this Reaper, trying his best. Let's see if he can make his way into the main base. It looks like he's able to. Nice little bit of micro there. Where is the Stalker? Stalker, no Stalker, but Mothership core is actually coming up into the main base now. The Reaper performs a complete scout before doing anything else. 2 Stalkers and a Mothership core is going to mean, wow, alongside the Zealot, it's going to mean that Reaper deals not too much damage for a very untimely death, unfortunately, but has managed to get complete scouting information, has seen the second and third gateways going down as well. Meanwhile, we have the first engineering bay popping down. We can see Stim is already on the way for our Terran player, and a bunker is going down in the natural expansion just to be a little bit safe with that D. In the meantime, though, more and more workers are getting produced from this third command center that Welmu does not know about. So the number of work is 38 to 35 in favor of the Protoss player, but Happy is soon going to be surging ahead purely in terms of economy as he continues to make those triple SCVs. Is he going to have a scan available for this observer? Has he spotted it? He's moving the Marines out. He can see the little shimmer, but he has to look pretty closely. And no, he's not going to be able to scan on this occasion. Really difficult to spot that. Missile turret going up as well to be extra safe. Now, Happy being very, very safe, hoping that all of these attacks are coming towards the main base. Making sure that he is not susceptible to anything at the moment means that this base can just quietly get along and continue to provide him with that income boost that he's looking for to maintain a big, big lead going into the mid-game. You can already see the difference in minerals mined per minute up to about 400 or 500 already. Doing a good job of moving those weakened Marines into the bunker. And we've got 1-1 on the way. Additional barracks coming down now as well. Very, very heavy bio. Robotics Bay now completing. Double Forge coming down for Welmu as well. So 2 base Colossus incoming from our Protoss. Again, very, very quiet game so far. Nothing in terms of massive, massive scouting coming out from both sides. Scan going down at the natural just to see what the composition is like. Well, you'll see a couple of units and not much else, to be perfectly honest. But I believe that does spot the Robotics Bay, at least. No, it doesn't quite. So close to spotting it, but no dice there. But Happy's okay, because he's still sneaking that in. We have another SCV, wow, doing a very, very roundabout loop-de-loop. He's not actually going to mine here. He's actually just scouting for hidden buildings and pylons, by the way. So he's going to try and suicide it into the natural to see if he can spot hidden buildings such as this one over here. It's just going to be a gateway, though. He won't be able to see any tech structures at this moment in time. In the meantime, a hallucinated Phoenix from Welmu is going to be able to spot everything that's going on inside the main base. And the missile turret will end up taking it out before the rocks draw the ire of the Terran army. But it looks like they're being teased at the moment, being left on 8 hit points because why the heck not? A Marine here is just going to be scouting. I like this path as well because it's basically scouting for any hidden Stargates or if Oracles are going to be flying over or anything like that. But Welmu's actually just trying to power up as quickly as he can to get to very, very highly upgraded gateway units and Colossi off of 2 bases. He's not doing anything spectacular, but he's doing something extremely solid. And the power of Welmu's army is undoubtedly going to be fantastic. But Happy on 61 workers versus 48. The income advantage now with those triple mules is very much cemented. He's got that gas advantage now as well because he can afford to be mining from his 3rd base's gas. And all the meanwhile, Welmu has absolutely no idea that this 3rd base is up and running. So Happy definitely making this pay for him now. He's up to 117 supply versus 94. Another scan going down just to check what the composition is like. We'll be able to see these Colossi there, and we'll see that 1-1 is also complete. Terran upgrades are also at 1-1, but we only have +2 armor starting right this second, whereas 2-2 has been en route for quite some time from a Protoss point of view. And I'm pretty sure Happy is waiting until this army moves out, and Welmu actually suspects something here, so that he might be able to go ahead and fly in with a double drop at the natural expansion. And with this double drop's worth of units, I mean, if these units are upgraded as well, that's more than enough to snipe off a Nexus if the Protoss player is not careful. Scouting factory going down. Is it going to stay on the high ground or is it going to continue to move out? It looks like it will, and it's going to spot a Colossi. I love. Why can't factories drive into Colossi and kill them? I think if you go so slowly that you're able to hit Colossus, I think that's totally legit. 3rd base going down now for Welmu. Will be driving away the Terran forces. Sees that it's over there to the south. Needs to be careful not to draw the army too close to this hidden base, although frankly it's paying for itself at the moment. And a suicidal factory driver at the moment is putting himself into a pretty good position, has to be said. Look, be very, very quiet. Oh, I can see it. Never mind. Super stealthy floating buildings. The scouting order of the day. And for those of you wondering, by the way, this is the round of 16 in the upper bracket. This is the 2nd round qualifier of the Intel Extreme Masters Gamescom EU. And it's a 16-player double elimination bracket. So going up to the winner's bracket final, both of those players will qualify. And the winner of the loser's bracket final will also qualify. So 3 players go through from these 16. Happy now gearing up for a big, big attack coming down south. He wants to kill off this 3rd base. Welmu in position to defend though, but there are a lot of Vikings on the field. A grand total of 12 of them. Here comes the start of the engagement. Blinkstalk is going to the side, focusing down the Vikings, picking off 2 of them, 3, 4 of them very, very quickly indeed. And Happy is going to have to retreat. He has to be so careful. careful, losing all of his Vikings, and there are still 3 Colossi on the field. Definitely a victory there for our Protoss player Welmu, and Happy appears to be upping the stakes here on the eco front. He's mining from his natural third as well, so if Welmu scouts that, it's not going to be too surprising for him that a Terran's tried to land there. But he's also going for a 5th base down here as well. He's being so greedy, and that's because Welmu hasn't scouted for potential hidden bases. He can basically get away with this. The concern, though, is that if Welmu spots this and sends, for example, a warp prism over or something like that, these bases are essentially toast. So Happy is still relying on Welmu not being able to see these bases for the foreseeable future. Right, what else have we got going on? 3-3 has begun for our Terran player. It has not started for our Protoss yet. Notice Welmu has not begun out of these 2 forges. It would be nice to see him chrono boosting those. As it stands, the Terran actually has a small upgrade advantage here. And we've also got Ghost production started for him as well. So Ghosts and Vikings being produced right now. The 3rd base is going to become... No, that's the 5th base, which is going to become a planetary fortress, pardon me. And it looks like we're going to have a reasonably large engagement here very shortly. Now, the Protoss army is actually really scary. This is basically the one push that Happy has to stop to cement his economic advantage. But it's 103 versus 128 army supply, with the advantage going Welmu's way initially. He has to be so careful. Good initial volley from the Vikings trying to tempt the Blinkstalkers in, but the Colossi are doing a fantastic amount of damage from back there as well. We have no personal cloaking for the Ghosts. They will not be able to cloak and sneak up on the army and drop devastating EMPs. But if they get EMPs on this clump right here, that's going to be really fantastic. No, he's actually just going to fly away with the Orbital Command, which I think is going to go down to the Blinkstalkers. It's burning now. One more volley, and the Orbital Command does go down. Welmu doesn't know Happy still has 2 other bases, though, so that's not a huge amount of damage being done at this moment in time. A scan going down to find out if he's being pushed in. But Welmu's actually moving back. I wonder if he thinks he's containing his Terran opponent to 2 bases. That would be disastrous for him right now, because the fact of the matter is he is not. 3-3, more than 2/3 of the way done for our Terran. And we can see Happy now researching that plus attack for the Vikings. Well, there are a lot of Vikings on the field right now. We're up to 17 Vikings versus 4 Colossi. These are going to be very devastating in a mo. Drops coming down inside the main base. All the medevacs are going to go down, but a lot of work is actually going down inside the mineral line before Stalkers can actually blink back. A lot of these Stalkers are going down as well, so massive value being had here by the Terran forces. You see number of workers killed 9-1 at the moment. Is this a War Prism? It is a War Prism inside the main base of Happy, and we're going to be transitioning into warping in not a lot. Okay, but we'll keep an eye on that. Lone Marine versus Lone Pylon. Well, that could be anybody's game. Probe looks like it's coming around for moral support here, but that's not going to be able to do much. Pylon over here, definitely more than 1 Marine. A catastrophically unfair fight, but never mind. Mincing my words there just a little bit as the Vikings move in. Ooh, needs to be very careful, although picking off a couple of Colossi for free is definitely worth losing a few of them. Let's take a look at what the numbers say about this matchup. 11 Vikings versus 2 Colossi. If Happy can continue to pick off a few, then that's going to be fantastic. And Welmu still has no idea about those 2 bases at the bottom right. Mothership core going down as well. That's pretty big, just constantly whittling away the army. And here we go. We have some warp-ins. 4 Zealots coming in to the main base of Happy. Just going to derp around. I'ma kill you, supply depot. I guess you can try and do that. Announcing their presence by attempting to hit a supply depot and a Marauder. The Marauder is so close to dying, but won't quite die. And that warp-in actually didn't do any damage at all, basically. A Viking now going to be defending against this as the Terran army gets chased across the map here in game number 1 by Welmu. Very scary looking army, but don't forget, the bio's at 3-3. So much damage is being done against those Blinkstalkers. Excellent EMP on so many of those units in the middle of the composition there. Fantastic EMPs in this choke point, and the Colossus goes down as well. The damage output from the Protoss army is significantly less than it was about 20 seconds ago, thanks to those great EMPs, thanks to the Vikings doing a fantastic job on the Colossus, and as a result, Happy is going to be able to stem the flow here. Welmu thinks he's containing his opponent to 2 bases. He's not. Happy's on 4. So Happy is in a fantastic position right now. Welmu not able to break through, probably wondering what he needs to do here to actually beat his opponent. The 3rd orbital command is still here as far as Welmu is concerned. Unfortunately, it's actually still down there. And wow, why not? I mean, you may as well double up, and this is going to be amusing. We have a Nexus going down right next to where Happy has his forces as well. So how soon before Welmu realizes that actually things are not as they seem? Mineral and gas advantage. Well, maybe not so much gas at the moment. It's kind of marginal, but still definitely going Happy's way. We have another double drop being loaded up, which no doubt is going to be moving into the main base, and this could actually do quite a lot of damage if the army is out of position. Oop, that didn't go very well at all. And a Zealot moving across the map. Oh, is he actually moving towards the bottom left bases? Is this Zealot scouting for hidden bases? No, it actually just sees the double drop, but that's actually very, very useful in itself. Army going to be getting in position to defend against this. It looks like he's actually moving towards this base here, and oh, he has to be careful. No, one blink. Or maybe not even one blink. No, there's the blink, and ouch. Well, there goes the double drop. Really nicely done by Welmu, picking that apart. He's back up to 150 supply versus 177, and still, if he just moves ever so slightly this way, there are 3 bases. So, stakes definitely going higher up now, as Happy, once again, launches a double drop worth of 3-3 bio inside the main base of Welmu, forced to pick his army into several directions here. We have another group of bio down here, really drawing most of the main army, and as a result, this double drop's actually doing a lot of damage right now. A lot of the army actually gets picked off to try and trade against this. A couple of buildings. Looks like this lone marauder is intent on finishing off that pylon, will succeed in doing so, but another drop coming in at the 3rd base, and now Happy is beginning to pick Welmu apart. Welmu, still no idea that these bases exist, and I think that's going to be the end of him in this game. He's still at 130 supply. He's still at 3-3 Protoss army. You can never discount that, but he is at a big disadvantage right now. More Ghosts coming out, more Vikings coming out, because Happy has seen the continued Colossus production here. That is a pylon perilously close to this orbital command. Unfortunately, there's also a bunker here, which should be able to help stall for a good amount of time. And there we go. I mean, he can shift-click some SCVs, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Unfortunately, a few units there are going to be able to completely repel this attack. Army size more or less equal, 109 to 113, but Happy has a 4K, 1K bank versus Welmu, who's basically broke right now. Another base going down from Happy. He has owned the bottom part of the map. And even though we have a 4-base Protoss, well, 3-base, I guess, if you ignore the fact that the Nexus in the main base is not really mining anything, there's not an awful lot that can be done right now. Happy is perilously close to being discovered right now. We have a double drop going down in the natural. That is not going to end well with Photon Overcharged Stalkers, Colossi there as well. Yes, you've got 3-3 bio, but no, they are not that powerful. Storm is nearing completion for our Protoss as well, so Welmu will be able to get an awful lot of AoE damage done in the next big engagement. Another drop gets cleaned up over here at the 3rd base, and we're patiently waiting for a double drop at the 4th. Like, all of these probes are going to go down very, very quickly indeed once the army starts moving out. Do we have another scan? We do have another scan. Alright, we're moving out towards the middle of the map. This Marine sees it. This double drop should really move into the 4th base right now if Happy wants to try and cement an advantage here. A couple of Zealots almost picking off this bunker will succeed in losing that bunker. And oh no, he pulls the entire army here, and as a result, the Zealots are actually having a field day right now. That's probably not good at all. Protoss army now getting pulled. We have another drop going inside the main base. I think that was a recall. Was that a recall? No, oh man, all of these probes going down as well. This is such, yes, it was a recall, but to the natural expansion, and the 4th base at the moment is definitely going to go down. That Nexus stands no chance. The main base, excellent Storm. Can he actually get away with these? Oh man, he gets away with the medevacs as well. Nothing to blink underneath them with. And this small expedition down here in the bottom is doing so much right now. If he snipes this Nexus, that is huge. How many mining bases are left, frankly? I don't know. He's stutter stepping. He's going to try and pick it off. He will be able to pick it off. The army will die because the medevacs have gone down, but so much damage has been done to Welmu. He's still at 177 supply, but the bottom of the map is painted blue, ladies and gentlemen. Blue for Happy, who has taken every single southern base and removed Welmu's only presence there. The main base, once again, is being dropped. Those medevacs got away. Well, they're going to be able to boost away once more, and they're just doing so much damage. I like that he's just getting out there before the Stalkers can actually make it back. This time, though, oh god, that was a rough storm. Sentry, tickle! Sentry used tickle. It was super effective. Medevac fainted. Unfortunately now, if we take a look at the income, guys, I think Happy is really paying dividends right now. There basically is next to no mining for Welmu. His mining bases were taken out. He's having to long distance mine at his 3rd. Super scary army, but it's a super scary army now that Happy has to take out once. That's going to be the key. Happy can afford to lose his army because he's got 7,000 minerals and 2,000 gas. Maybe he can't afford to lose his army here because then he can't remake it in time and the Protoss steamrolls him. But aside from losing that battle, Happy's more or less in a fantastic position. SCV going all Rambo. Unfortunately, you won't be able to do your thing against a Zealot, and he finds out the hard way that that's not possible. The Zealot now, I think he's twigging. He sees one orbital command. He's going to see that one. He's not going to see that, though, or the ones in the bottom right. So, Welmu's only going to see the first in a long, long string. Is this the start of the comeback for our Protoss, though? This is a very, very scary-looking army. And this Zealot has spotted what's going on. 4 mules just happily mining away. Alright, the Zealot going to be switching tack now. And Welmu needs to win this fight. He cannot remax if he doesn't win this fight. SCV's being pulled as well. Fantastic storm to start things up, but we have some EMPs as well. At least a few going off on the High Templars and the Archons. That's a lot of DPS from the Terran army right now. Oh my god! Those EMPs are sick, and there's still army in the back just watching. There's spectators on center court right now, and this isn't going to be enough. Welmu is plummeting to 73 supply. I mean, Happy, his supply is plummeting as well, but he's got 7k, 2k. He doesn't care at all, and unfortunately, Terrans can lift buildings. So he's just going to move away from those 2 Zealots, be completely fine, and this Planetary Fortress is going to say absolutely not. Welmu sees what's going on, GG, and Happy wins game number 1 with the collection of no fewer than 5 ninja bases. He goes up 1-0 in this double elimination bracket against Welmu.